Hi, this is a quick introduction to EdTech books and the reviewing and public submission feature. So what this feature allows you to do is to accept submissions um, um, from people either solicited or unsolicited to submit to your book, and then it has a reviewing system that allows you and other editors to manage reviews, either blinded or unblinded. So to do this, you first on your book need to turn on public submissions. So if you come up here to the top right and click on authorship, you have an option down here for allow public submissions. When you turn that on and go back to your cover page, you'll now see a warning telling you that public submissions are turned on. This is just a reminder. Others will not see this warning. So over here on the right, I'm not logged in. And so you'll see over here, I don't see the warning showing up. But I can then, as the editor, take this link and share it with whomever I would like. So I can send it to people directly in email. I can put it on a listserv. I can post it to a public web forum if I want. Just realizing that anywhere I post it, people that access that will be able to submit a chapter to my book. Now, when chapters are submitted, they're not published, so they won't be visible to anyone else. But it just gives you more work if you get spammed with a lot of submissions. So what this looks like is if I share this link with others on an email, for instance, if they click on the link, it'll take them to a submission form that walks them through the process of submitting. There's a provided template available to them that uses Google Docs. They have to fill out that template. It's just a simple Google Doc with a simple format, APA 7 formatting, where they can include images or tables and references and so forth. Once they do that, they would just then paste in their own Google Docs link, give a title, provide some author information. If you already have chapters published in your book, in this case I have concepts, models, and these others published, the system will treat these as sections. So whenever a public submission comes in, the person submitting it can choose which section to suggest that it goes in, but obviously you as the editor can change this later. Your submitter can also add an abstract, add keywords, and then they need to agree to the copyright notice for the book. And so this just uses whatever copyright you have set for the book. Once they submit this, it'll come into your book as a chapter, but it will be unpublished. So an example of this would be this pick rat chapter. You notice the invisible icon is here. So this just means if someone submits it, no one will be able to see it yet. Also, they will not be able to edit it quite yet until you as the editor give them the ability to do that. So it just allows you to accept submissions and then to do other things with them. So this is an example of a submission that came in through the form. It pulled the Google Doc in, it converted it to the EdTech Books format. And so as you can see, it formatted it nicely for us and it's looking good. So this then allows me, the editor, or other editors on my team to work on it, to do the things that we need to do with it. So if I decide I want to do some reviewing, maybe I want to invite some peers to come in and review the chapter before I publish it, I have a reviewing section here, or reviewing tab. So I click the drop down and click reviewing. I can then come in here and add a reviewer. So I can add anybody who has an account in the EdTech Books system. If there are people that you want to invite to be reviewers that are not already in the system, we can work with you to help you figure out how to do that. But anyone who's already authored a chapter or authored a book who has an email associated with the system, they would be listed here. So if I start typing in Tori, I can see Tori Kimmons here. I can add her as a reviewer. Notice if we're on round 1, it starts on round 1 automatically, and then it creates a review table for Tori. She hasn't been notified of this yet. I'm just setting this up as the editor. Once I'm ready to notify Tori that I would like for her to begin a review, I can use these email buttons here. This first one is just a generic email to send her where I can put in all the text, but these others are presets that use common language that would probably be similar to what you would want to send as the editor. So this initial one would be a request. So when I first invite Tori to come do this, the wording of the email says, given your expertise, I would like to request your assistance, blah, blah, blah. I can, as the editor, come in and edit this if I like. I can change the wording or remove things if I don't like it. Notice that it's auto-populated with the reviewer's name, their email address, the name of the book, the name of the chapter, and all that kind of stuff. So if I send this, it'll go to Tori's inbox. I'm not going to send it right now or check my inbox, but she'll get this link. So when she gets this link, I'm just going to copy this. And then when she clicks on it, she will go to the EdTech Books homepage, and it'll prompt her to log in. And as she logs in with the email address associated with her reviewer account, she'll see any reviews that she has in the queue. So you'll notice that this manuscript BitCrat is listed in her queue. It's in the volume EdTechnica, and the status is pending. When she clicks on it, it tells her she's been invited to do this. Would she like to accept? She can say, yeah, I accept the invitation. She then has this is where she would complete her review. So she has feedback to the author. She has a confidential response to the editor, and then the final decision would go here. Down here, she also has options to see the manuscript in multiple formats. So she can go to the generic web version. She can open the Google Doc, and she can download the PDF. Notice that this particular one is not blinded, but as the editor, you could choose to blind manuscripts before you send them out to review. The reviewer also has these metrics down here that might be helpful for them in determining what to do with it. So let's just complete a review by Tori. So we'll just say, this is looking good. I think it's ready to go. And actually, before we do a final decision, as the editor, you might want to invite other people. So we'll go ahead and invite another person. So we'll invite Charles. Add him as a reviewer. Now, Tori over here would not see Charles as a reviewer. She would just be prompted to see her own form to provide the review. So we're going to ask as Tori for there to be minor revisions made. So it'll say thank you. Now, as Tori, since I've completed this, I can go back. I can look at my queue. It says I've agreed to it. I've requested minor revisions. I can come back and look at this, and I can adjust my review even if I need to until the round is over. Notice now, though, since Charles was added as a reviewer and since Tori has already made a final decision, she can now see what reviewer 2 is suggesting in terms of their decision and their feedback to the author, but she does not see Charles's name. So this reviewers are blind to one another, and also chapter authors are blind to the reviewers. So if the chapter author came in later after it was published and they wanted to read the reviews, or before it's published, if they want to read the reviews, they can come in and instead of saying Tori's name, it would say reviewer 1. So she only sees her name because she's logged in, and I only see her name over here because I'm the editor over here. So once I have these in place, so I have request minor revisions by Tori. I have some feedback from her. Charles hasn't done it yet. I could send him a reminder if I needed to, but I'm not going to in this case. Instead, since the request minor revisions, I might decide I want to do another round of revisions or reviews. So I just click this plus button. It creates round 2. Notice it keeps all the same reviewers, but it closes round 1. So if I'm over here on Tori and I reload it, you'll notice that it goes automatically to round 2, so I can decide whether or not I want to participate again in round 2. If I click on round 1, I can no longer edit my review from round 1. So that's a historical document now. But so I'm in round 2 now, I can choose to accept or decline and move forward with that. Once you as an editor are starting to feel comfortable, well, as you're getting these reviews in, you can then make notes for yourself. So down here you have editor notes. Maybe reviewers said it needs type editing. I'll just make a note for myself to do that this needs to be done. And this allows me and other editors to see that there's a note associated with this chapter. So this is just for you, for management as the editor. But once I'm happy with it, once I think it's in a good place, I can delete those notes and I can choose to publish it directly from here. Once it's published on the book. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. It's published on the book, and it keeps but our review record is still here. So if we wanted to keep that, we can for whatever reason, just for a paper trail. But if we want to get rid of the review record, we can come down here and just click delete this round, and we can do that for every round if we want to get rid of it. Once that's gone, now Tori no longer sees it in her queue because I deleted the review and the request altogether. So this is how the system works. I guess one last thing, once you've done all this and say you put together your publication, you've gone through the review process, you published the chapters that you want to publish, then you want to come back to the authorship tab and turn off public submissions just so that you're not receiving additional submissions to your book. And so hopefully this system is helpful for you in either edited books or journals and so forth. So let me know what you think, and we'll continue to build this out for you.